My name is SKYE. I'm 28 years old, and I'm the small group leader of the 9th grade guys. What it means to me to have more Jesus inside of my head would be an example of when my grandmother passed here in the state of Texas when I was living in California. And immediately right after I found out, there was a voice inside of my head telling me that I needed to move to Texas to be with my family and take care of them. And without hesitation, I packed up my stuff and I left. In middle school and high school, my relationship with God wasn't really present. I didn't grow up with him, and I didn't grow up in a church family at all. I guess you could say I would even make fun of the people who were in church. One of my closest friends was a big believer in Christ, and kind of like what the Apostle Paul was we would make fun of and persecute anybody who was a Christ follower. I ended up coming to be a Christ follower. First steps I took in getting to, once I professed my faith to God, it was actually paying attention to the words that were spoken in church. I used to just go and I would sit there and I would listen, and I said, okay, well that's good information. But actually sitting down and taking the words that are spoken to me by my pastors or just people in my life that were preaching the word to me, and actually understanding the value behind it and the movement. And so what I would do is I would act on that. I would end up being more serving towards people. I would serve, my girlfriend, my family members. I stopped being so selfish. The next step in my faith was actually taking my beliefs into action and living that life. And so with that, it was serving or getting plugged into a group. And the first step was we got plugged into a group, and that's where I met Rachel and Jacob, and they got me plugged in to serve here at PTSM. And now I serve the 9th grade guys, and I can't tell you how many times I come home and I'll talk to my girlfriend on the phone and just say about all the things that I'm blessed with having them. And I'll even tell my family members that I truly think that it was a sign of God to tell me to serve. If I could give a middle schooler or a high schooler any piece of advice, it would be, no matter what you do, God will always love you. And even if you stray away, it's never too late to turn back to God. And even if you're not a believer now, it's never too late to start believing in God. So even if it takes you till you're 25 like me, 25, 26, there's nothing wrong with that. God doesn't look at you and say, oh man, it took you that long. No, he welcomes you with open arms and says, I'm glad you finally made it.